Yep. I had someone say, okay. I had someone say the hardest part about beginning a podcast is knowing when to start. Okay, so I'll start. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to today's episode. And today I have a very good friend, a very lively soul, a very lovely soul, the one and only Rana. So, would you please introduce yourself?
You are speaking about me. Great. Hi, I'm Ranadhir Reddy Punreddy, and people recognize me as Rana. And I've just finished my master's in biotechnology management. And what else would I have to say about myself?
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
There's
Yeah.
a lot. We'll find it. So, welcome, Rana. Fun fact, you are the first person I ever spoke to when I entered Katz. It was a Friday. It was my first time in the city. I come and you're the first person. And thank God you were the first person because it's a very friendly face. It's a very friendly person. It's a very friendly character. So I hope most people get to, even in your workplace, I hope you get to be most people's first face because it's a very good experience.
Thank you.
But before that, I found you at Katz. Could you give us a brief on how, you got to working with Katz before we get to, you coming to the school and all this? How did you get to start working with them?
Working as in my first semester in the university, I was it has to do something also with my housing. I used to live with other students, and we share a single bathroom among 4-5 friends in a big house. And since people we always used to have this clash that at around 7 and 8 a.m. early in the morning, like everyone wants to go to the bathroom. Just because I awkward, but still they with me. It is a very common problem for almost every other student who wishes to pursue a master's in New York. And so I just woke up early in the morning at 5 and got ready and was here at the university early, like even before the sweeping staff come around by 8 a.m. And I had nothing much to do apart from doing my usual class activities and assignments. And apparently we had a research methods class in 2023 first, like a fall semester. And it was an experimental class. People were just testing out how it works. And since it was new, I just saw that I could lend them a hand while they were maybe adjusting chairs or mics or stuff like that. It used to be for all the departments, all the 5 department students in 2 batches, meaning that you meet, it's like a auditorium or celebration kind of thing, because we see so many people from different departments all together at one place. It was until the afternoon. So I was just helping out around, and apparently my senior, Manish, he found that I am helpful without even asking. And he remembered me very well.
That's a good trait. And that's the trait that actually attracts most people to you. You are helpful without even being asked, which is a very powerful thing, especially in New York. So
Yeah.
let's first go back. I understand you're originally from India,
Yep.
but from small conversations, you haven't spent all your time in India. Could you give us a brief background of Rana? Where did the journey start from?
Okay. So if I had to start from my undergrad, I am originally an Indian. I have done my undergrad in JNTU Hyderabad, and it was around in 2014. So yeah, a long time ago. And later, I apparently chose to go to Italy for my master's, and I've done my master's until 2016, and I have been in academia for around until 2019, and it didn't pay me well for so many obvious reasons. Might be the market, might be I was immature or I was not polished enough. So many things.
I'll blame the market.
One strong thing I could say is that I was not in a position to take people's advice in context, and I was used to babysitting a lot,
Oh.
and since I didn't get what people mean when they said it, now reflecting back, yeah, they did help me, but I was not in a state of understanding or acting on their advices then.
Yeah, most of us go through that. So you finish your undergrad, you go do your master's in Italy, meaning this is your second master's.
Absolutely.
How is that? How did that decision come to be? Because Italy is not a bad place, and I understand most of us usually move to New York to study, because we want to come to America. That's mostly likely why. Most of us also want to like enhance our careers and all this. But you already had a master's, so can you take me through that decision process?
Okay. In my first master's, I did also study biotechnology there too.
Oh, wow, nice.
And of course, it might sound the same, but the focus was completely different. And in that aspect, I did not assume different things, and like what I went in for. Meaning it was mostly research focused there, and the funding used to be usually from the government bodies, state, local bodies. And it was more of a basic science, meaning finding why someone has certain kind of disease.
Okay.
So no one gives you money to just find like the causes of disease. And here in New York, I was expecting that if you find a treatment, you are getting paid.
Yeah, you're getting paid.
So I came here to learn how to commercialize things.
Okay, how was life in Italy? Let's first take us through that versus life, in New York.
In Italy, food was great. The weather is awesome, and everyone knows.
What are you saying about New York food?
Of course, there are some both. It's a mix of both here.
Yeah, but I hear you. The weather in Italy, I've been told, is great.
Of course, you are someone from
East Africa. We have,
and Africa and Asia too. You find it bland at first, but once you get the culture and once you get used to it, you would love the food.
Yeah, nice.
And
so, you spent how many years in Italy?
It's around 9.5.
9.5 years.
Yeah.
And then packed up your bags and was like, let's go to New York. So how did you discover the school, the New York and Katz? Like, how was that process? Did someone refer? Were you just, let's go?
It was mostly my father's like strong determination, not even just wish. He was behind me for around 2 years.
Nice.
Like I gave up on studies and I thought earning money is the only priority, and I was apparently when money was the only thing which became important for me, I went in the wrong direction. Of course, I was earning for a while and I got stuck again in life, and my father pulled me out saying that you have to be among people and you should not be isolating yourself. So I was forced to come here, and particularly New York, because
there's a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
If your goal was to be among people, New York is the place to be.
Yep.
But that's nice. So is he the one who found the school?
And he had a close friend who was an education consultant.
Okay.
But when he said it, and he was behind me, like my father was emotionally and suggesting universities and processing for me. He did it for me. My father's friend did it for me. And a month, not even a month, it's been just 2 days before the day of my visa interview, I was unsure. Like I was not preparing myself to go anywhere.
You are still loving home.
Not that I was loving, but I was ambitionless.
Oh, wow.
Like it was lowest phase of my life.
Yeah, we all go through it. I understand. Yep. I understand.
You had
I remember when I got admitted to the school, I was actually in Toronto, and I found out about the school in July, June, mid-June, applied, got accepted by July, had to go back home and be back here by August. So it was like a month and a half of doing everything. And it was also like a weird point in my life. You're trying to find that there's more to life. You don't know what the more is yet, but you feel where you are is not it. and you don't know where you want to go, but you know where you are is not where you want to be. So I understand that. It becomes a very strange point in someone's life, and having something, kind of open a door. And this is what I like about being in New York, is it kind of gives you the more. There's a lot to do in the city. Yep. There's something you will find, no matter what space you're in, no matter what mind, no matter what you're good at, no matter what you like, no matter what you want to be, there's a space for you. There's a group of people for you. There's a talent hub for that. Exactly. I have a friend who is into like dancing with fire. And I was talking to her recently, and I'm like, wow, it amazes me that small niche, which I'd never seen someone do it as a thing on its own. But there's a niche for that. There's a club, there are schools, there's roles, there's gigs, like whatever it is you're into, no matter how small and niche and unique, you can run with that and make it your goal, make it your hobby, make it your career, which I love about New York. So when you came to New York, did it feel like that? Did you find that, okay, this is something I can make something of? Or was it still like another place, another Italy, another...
As in place, I already had certain expectations, which did not disappoint me. And only worry for me was if I would be getting connected with people enough, or because since I've been so long away from people, I could get along. That was my concern. And initially, for the first 1-2 months, I thought I had doubts, but by then I made good friends and I understood I could survive here, not just survive, but thrive a lot. And I was thrown like so many things, people, and also things to do and kinds of activities. So something attracted me from everyone. Like you give me, like from you, I think if I want to rap and if I want to have a party, I could immediately think of you.
Yeah.
Or everyone has certain unique thing around, and people are forced to, like, not just because it's a fast-paced life and you just put out your talent.
Yes.
And here...
And also the people are nice. The people are supportive, which kind of brings me to my next thing. Katz University, the university we are in, and the school we are in, and even New York in general, it's a very broad, a very diverse community. You have people from India, from Bangladesh, from Africa, all sectors of Africa, all sectors of Asia, from even the locals, the New Yorkers. Could you kind of give us that picture versus, let's say, an Italian setting or an Indian setting, and now you're thrown in this setting? How was that change in community to you?
So let me start with again food. As I was saying about the food there, the advantages of food here is that once you change a block, you get a new community and new kind of restaurants.
Yes, and I love that.
Which amazed me. Like really, I could experience all countries here in just a couple of blocks.
Exactly. I've been going deep into Korean food, which is like, whoa. And when I'm done with Korean food, in the winter, I was going deep into like pho and all these soups and all these. So yeah, I hear you on that one.
Like the food here always amazes me.
Yeah.
And just have to feel like something and you get it here.
And the community?
The same. Food speaks of the culture and also the people.
Oh, nice.
So
it speaks of the culture and of the people. Nice. And
people being friendly, let's say. We do have certain, like, what do we say? People who are a bit rude, but that's only for Instagram reels, not in everyday life.
Yeah.
And that too is fun though. And also the ones in New York City subways, like people who are like asking for selling gums, maybe, let's say. That although it is a very common sight, that speaks of New York and the hustle here. Yeah. And
nice.
It depends on how you see also. And also if you want to look at the bright side, people are very, very nice and very polite, and they are like, we usually come across as a little bit rude or crude just because we speak on the face. And people in New York are, they have a way of saying things, even without hurting you.
Yeah, they try.
Yeah.
So tell us your initial experience. Like, can you take us back to the first day when you landed? What was your first culture shock?
Okay. Immediately I landed out of the airport.
Yeah.
I was smelling weed, marijuana everywhere. I thought, okay, this is how New York is. No one told me about this.
It's legal.
Yeah. Every new place I go, I immediately that the air around the place makes an impression for me.
Oh,
And
nice.
although I haven't done it until now.
So, and in terms of, because you said even in Italy, you are in the school culture, sorry, in the school environments.
There, when I entered out of the airport, I smelled cigarettes.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was absolutely the same way as here. Everyone, almost everyone, it's very common sight.
Oh.
Just like people weed here, that's a multiple. And at least here, it's a bad thing or taboo for people to smoke. But there, it's still considered as a normal. And the same like air pollution in my city. And when I went back to India 6 months ago, I felt so much like dust in the air, and it made an impression of the place.
Yeah, it does make an impression of the place.
Yeah.
Let's talk India. Did you have family when you landed here, or everyone is back home?
Meaning my father passed away recently, and
sorry.
my mother is happy and she's still doing well with her. She's a school teacher, and I don't have any siblings, and
You're an only child?
yep.
Oh, wow.
I-
Yeah, same. Only child problems.
And I'm not yet married and single, still looking around.
You should get married, because
Yep.
that's one thing solo children should do very fast. You need to repopulate the clan, the tribe.
Even that feels like a job around here.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. It feels like that. It does feel like that.
You have so many things to do, and so many, even if you are on your classes, not that we are in the vacation, if you're during the classes and you have to submit your assignments and some aspirational projects we are doing with your friends and keeping up with social life, and life becomes busy very soon.
Yeah, life becomes busy.
And the hustle of New York, and the only thing one might get intimidated from New York is the busy nature of people around here, and you will be one among it very soon.
It does. I was telling people I get scared of what New York is making me, because you get used to the fast life, that now anything else may feel dull and slow and kind of, which is the legit worry of me.
I can't imagine myself now going back to a suburb and living a calm life. Vacation, yeah, that's fun,
Yeah.
but not completely moving away. That's scary for me.
Oh, nice. So let's talk learning, the differences in teaching, classroom. Let's say in Italy, where you're doing your master's, or in India where you did your undergrad, versus the way people teach here, and the environment. Could you paint that picture? Is it different? First of all, is it better? Is it worse? Can you paint that picture for us? Someone who has at least traversed 3 different continents of education.
My undergrad, the education system itself was most focused on how much you remember.
Yeah, most of us.
Really, even with you.
Yeah.
That is not fun at all, unless you're very good with your memory.
Yeah.
And I don't remember much of it, only that I worked very hard for it, and I had the basics. When people speak of things, I remember the words and I get the context. In that perspective, it helped me still. And my master's in Italy, I just did one project for 2 years. During, like, we used to have classes in the morning, and in the afternoons you stick to a lab, you choose a lab, and you work in the lab based on a project you like. And I chose epidemiology, and I chose about personality traits, and I worked on it for around 2 years. So I was really a master of just one thing for 2 years. If someone speaks about anything about personality, someone speaks something about genetic epidemiology, I used to answer anything like in detail, and I could speak for hours together on it, which is a stark difference from here. Here, you don't get to learn things in very detail, but you are well versed, like you are familiarizing yourself with many aspects, and like fluently converse for anything about anything in the field for around half an hour. So the way I see it, New York is for already, if you already have some skill and if you already have some knowledge, and if you want to brush things up, and like meaning it polishes you basically.
Yeah, it gives you that breadth.
Yeah.
In that, okay, you may get there from some, but here you need to be kind of because it's a big place. It's a big industry. All the industries are here. This is the capital of the world. It's the biggest money generating city in the world. It's the financial capital of the world. So you need to know a bit about everything to kind of survive, which is nice.
It in a way teaches you to sell yourself in the academic or industry marketplace.
Oh yeah, to market yourself, kind of.
Yeah.
Nice. Routines. Let's talk daily life, the nitty gritty, small. You mentioned of the first days where you just walked up to Katz and they're like, "Hey, you're here." How is that lifestyle? How do you find that lifestyle of a normal day when I wake up and have to come to school and have? Is it something that you enjoy? Is it something that's stressful? Is it different from, let's say, back home?
So one thing very good about classes here is that even every weekly assignments, one or the other subject always encourages you to work in teams. So since you have to work closely with other students from other backgrounds, like getting 3 or 4 people on the same page, it requires time. Me myself doing that work would take around 2 hours, but with 4 people, it takes around a day or two.
Yeah.
Just because we had to learn to work from different perspectives. Like the same thing means a different thing for a person who came from marketing. The same word means a different thing. Someone who was coming from a management background. So like my initial classes, like I got along with 2 other guys. Nepali guy Prajwal, he was good at management and he is very skilled. Any topic you give him, he owns it in 5 minutes, and he will make you believe that he knows everything about this.
Wow.
And another guy is Nitish. He came from agriculture background, who was initially a bit slow, but he was very good at using AI,
Yeah.
which is of course not
The
encouraged
new
here.
age. So let
And me, since I already told you, I worked on a single thing for the whole week, and they would be behind me, like, "What are you doing still?" So I used to hang around with people here a lot. Like we have to find a place to, and this is the best place, university, because in the evening anyhow you are attending the classes. So we used to stay here all day in the first 2-3 months, and that's how I familiarized myself with the place and got along with other people too.
yeah, so you built your own community, kind of.
Yeah.
Build your own community as you go. Speaking of community, so if I'm to speak to Rana in India, Rana in Italy, Rana in now New York, how do you see yourself transitioning through all those? You've transitioned, you're a different person, I'm guessing. You've grown, you've changed in ways. First of all, do you believe you've changed in some ways? Has the place made you better or for worse?
Rana in India, if you asked him to, like, can you bring the moon to me? I would say, like, I used to say that, yes, it is quite possible and I am at it. Foolish, naive, and very ambitious.
That's a good thing to be ambitious.
Yeah. Rana in Italy is like someone who is not confident enough, but very well versed and who learned a lot, but got lost on the way because of me not developing my social skills or me not knowing how to market myself. But I still credit my current success, like current confidence levels, to my knowledge from Italy. I learned the ways of how to think while learning about things,
Nice.
and that still applies today. And since I already acquired some skills there, and university here has helped me a lot in polishing them, and I am now confident, but not overconfident. And when even someone is getting at me and saying that you're not well versed in something, and I would say it is fine. and I could get it done. And I know myself now, like what I don't know and what I know. So it built a certain sense of calm for me.
Nice. And it's strange when you say you're not confident, because everyone who meets you like, oh, that's a good character. That's a great, that's a,
Meaning, I
and it's interesting to see that was learned. I didn't know that. I did not know, But most of us usually in that time of our lives, we are building our identity. We are trying to understand what we know, grow the confidence. And, so when you tell me that, I'm like, oh, wow. Because that's not what we see. When we see, we see a very confident, outspoken, outgoing gentleman.
Thank you. But it's a skill. It has to be practiced.
Nice. Yeah, just like everything else.
Yeah.
So the way you now see the world, you've told us, the way you've come to grow, the way you've come to also grow confidence in yourself, that has changed over time. If you could now, first of all, to your community, to the people around you, we also have people who are with us, family first and foremost, some friends. Have any been on this journey? First of all, have you tried to kind of like talk to them about New York and all these things?
Not at length, maybe passing comments or maybe around 2 to 5 minutes discussions.
Okay.
But not in this detail. People usually ask about the technicals of things and they could find it easily. So not this in detail.
Okay. Most of us, I'll speak to myself. Most of us, when we get here, we see this amazing experience we go through. Like, oh, I know someone who could benefit from this. But let's go back to this whole journey slightly before my next question. Who was the community around you? You spoke of your dad. Mm-hmm. He was there with you. And then you get here, you get new friends, get new community. So if you could tell me that the old community versus the new community.
Meaning
the people around you, the people who influence you, the people you influence.
Okay. I have some interesting stories here.
Do tell.
Like since I started working in the university, my initial work was like I started working on February 14th of 2024. And there was some brief story even before that, but since like my initial job was just to check the ID cards of people.
Oh.
And it was not a big deal and it was not a great thing too, but I learned something there, greeting people. Yes. And people come like at the university, at the entrance of the university, people usually come hurried just 5 minutes before the class. They look worried. So I was looking at people's faces, different kinds of people's faces and different kinds of emotions projected. And initially, I used to take things personally for the first few weeks, and I used to say, "Oh, it's a very small job. Why should I be doing this? And it doesn't even pay you much. There's no point."
Yeah.
But after a couple of weeks, and when people started to remember my face and they look at me as someone like very familiar, people's behavior changed. Like they are pleasant to me and they speak a lot, and that's how it started actually. That's the reason why I was able to make connections, as you have known.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thanks. The job at Katz.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's nice. That's amazing to hear because, I'm guessing it gave you exposure to more people, and the more people you get exposed to, the more comfortable you become with those people, I'm guessing.
Okay. Let me say the core of it. When you are showing anger at me or discomfort or distress, I learned to take it not personally.
Nice.
I understood it as your life situation at this moment, which is projected on your face. It's not me who is doing something for you.
Nice.
That changed everything for me.
Yeah, and that's an interesting job because you're most people's first experience, most people's first face. Yeah, that's a huge responsibility too.
Yeah, it is a responsible one. Like mostly it would be nothing, but once a while you get certain challenges And if you're not there when something goes wrong, if you're not there, not like explaining yourself or being accountable, the whole point of you being is like you're not doing anything. So you have to be alert always, but there might be some moments you might get tested.
Nice. So beyond just you learn to become comfortable with people, and of course, let's talk
But
the
wait. Your original question was not that. Your original question was like who influenced, right?
yeah.
So the people, then since people started recognizing me, and I also started to notice certain issues with the last minute issues with the classes. And I used to pass on the complaints of, let's say, the projector is not working, which is actually not that it's not working. People are nervous at the moment and they have to set up things in the last minute when the class is about to start.
Yeah.
So things like that, I used to take on these messages and pass on to the relevant people, and that's how I've um, like got acquainted with Lloyd Caraway Reid, who happened to be like he is from the administration, again the same department, and I've built a rapport with him, and we started working in the summer, and he's like I've reviewed a 20-page Word document and for around, let's say, 2 hours. The moment I present to it, I say him that this whole like syllabus or document things look fine for with me. He would just in the first minute itself point out that you've missed a full stop here. Like I understood. Okay, I have to be more careful with, and certain kind of work ethic, and also personally, he influenced me very lot. Like I never like I was excited as I was saying about the food. I never considered how much I was eating, what I was eating. Just that it's a novelty. Let me try it.
Yeah.
And Lloyd is a person who has a very good control of consciousness of what he's eating and good work ethic and also like personal life. And I started becoming conscious of myself also. And from the food, it continued on with the exercise. I was checking on my weight, and Lloyd encouraged me to go swimming a lot. He used to do it a lot, and just like he doesn't say anything, just because he's doing it and he's narrating his stories, you get inspired to do it yourself
Yes.
too.
The people around you influence you.
Yeah,
Nice.
this habit helped me for next 6 moments. Yeah,
Wow.
I, I became more aware, like conscious, and I became like very active, even though I was not trying. I was just here and I was listening to your conversation. I used to pay attention, like very to minor details, which I picked up from Lloyd.
Nice.
So
Nice.
the reputation you have, like the perception you had, it was because of that habit I picked up from Lloyd.
Nice. Yeah, the people around you influence you and you pick up subtle things, like you said. Sometimes we don't even know we are picking up these things, but we do
Yeah.
pick up these things. So, interesting journey. A shy man from Italy comes to New York.
Still an Indian.
Is there a way, let me phrase it like this. If you now had a magic wand or superpowers, and they told you to change one thing about your experience at Katz and at Yeshiva, what would it be? For better or for worse?
I'm mostly satisfied with, and I'm calm and I'm good. Okay, I would not worry that much about my weekly assignments, let's say. Of course,
Nice.
I still never took things to heart, and I was not scared for things. I felt a bit safe and a little bit worried, but still I would be a bit more chilled. I would see the point of why someone is asking me to do some work, and if I realized that early on, I would have saved a lot of time, and my approach would be much more smoother, I guess.
Yeah, we all worry when we're getting here. Because I attribute it to we don't know. We just, we're trying to learn. It's a lot. You have to learn a lot because you're learning New York, you're learning school, you're learning new environments, you're learning a lot.
The most difficult might be that the first 6 months, because the system of evaluating you is different. The group discussions are new to us, and even on Canvas, using Canvas was a bit struggle for the first few weeks. And when we had to work with, okay, my first day, I was late to the class. Missed my first day of class, and I never formally spoke to my group mates.
Wow.
And as student who was already an undergrad here and is continuing with graduation, was like unable to put up with us just because we were not on the same page. When we had to work, mm, everyone now it is very clear. Like, let's decide on let's Google Sheets or Microsoft, or make a common paper. That's some minute thing, but we struggled even with that for the first week. Like, we had discussions and arguments for minor things, and I never learned until the first month. I did not know how to check my assignments. I was like behind until the
Yeah.
professor comes to me and ask me what's the problem. You have an issue. I did not realize that I have to look back through things. So getting the system, if you have certain kind of, like, we already have it on Canvas and we already have the orientation classes.
Yeah,
I've
it's all
missed it.
there.
I've missed it.
Yeah.
And I never proactively spent any time asking people of, and your classmates too are the same anxious level. So they don't, of course, they might help you with the information, but you should get in touch with people from who are not of the, who have just passed on this mindset. Let's say from second or third semester, who would be able to help you and are willing to help you. You should be more open, let's say.
Nice. Thank you, Rana. And for my final questions, first of all, is there anything I didn't ask that you would want to ask me, maybe, or tell the people?
I wanted to, I know. Okay, when is your next vacation? And am I invited for that? Where did you, okay, this is the, like, underlying question is, like,
Yeah.
where did you learn to rap? That
Oh,
well.
interesting.
That was impressive.
So I don't remember a point, but I've always done it. Because I remember in primary school, I used to go in front of the school and mime Bow Wow songs, you know. So to me, I thought everyone could do it. Because to me, it felt like English. I used to listen to radio a lot when I was a child. So
Okay.
it was the first thing I would switch on when I wake up, the last thing I would switch off. So to me, I grew up with music. I understood music. So to me, I felt like it was like English. If I can speak English and you understand, probably you can speak English. So to me, I felt like if I can understand music, probably I can do music. I didn't realize that most people can't do this until I was in secondary school. I was like, oh, wait, not everyone can do this. So to me, I just used to do it and I used to think everyone can do this, even in primary. So I can't pinpoint a point because I wasn't like trying to work towards it. Let me learn how to rap. I just did it. People kept asking me to do it. I kept doing it. And, I became good without knowing that I'm becoming good at it. It was up to high school. I go to something and then I do what I thought everyone could do. And everyone is looking at me like, what? As I realized, oh, it seems this is kind of a talent.
This is a lot fun if there is someone like you in a party.
Yeah. So for my last section, I have 3 to 4, 5 random questions, just one answer questions. Just random questions. Okay. What food combination sounds bad, but you actually like it?
I like all foods. And
I'll give you an example. Mine is, people don't like pineapples on everything, but me, I put pineapples on everything. If I can put a pineapple on it, I'm putting it there. And people are like, oh, what's wrong with you?
anything traditional, I eat it without questions, and anything which is new, I am open to it. And if it tastes nice on my tongue, I would eat it again.
Nice. What app do you spend the most time on?
Currently, YouTube, because I've got a lot of free time. It used to be Twitter a while ago.
Oh, Nice. I'm actually on YouTube also a lot and WhatsApp for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. Uh-huh. Most confusing. No. What class did you take that you still remember today? Like the most impactful class?
It's actually two.
Okay.
My first semester, Foundations of Biotechnology, and also Biotechnology Management. Foundations, I've learned like the professor is precise, and the meaning of precise and what the professor actually wants, it felt like a challenge for me, and I liked it.
Nice.
And biotechnology management, because the professor says that I am not here to teach. You are here to learn. So you have questions, so you came here. If you ask me questions, I would answer you. And every week, like it used to be Robert Friedman, our professor, who is not teaching the same subject anymore. And of course, he is still taking the capstone projects. Like he used to bring, it was around 14 weeks, right? So 14 different people from the industry. One from startup, one from the regulatory body, one from an activist. So he used to cover one from the stock market, one who you like, everyone, he used to cover the entire chain of a biotech product.
Nice.
And every week it used to be 1 hour of questions to the guest and to the professor, and 1 hour of us presenting.
Nice.
And if you're not willing to ask questions, you don't learn anything. So he pushed us to ask questions. Like he made the environment like that, and I made the most out of my money like from the university just with that one class.
Nice. Yeah. I like that answering, because it's all about asking the questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. If you learn to ask questions, that's how you learn. I like that. I'll look for that class as well. And for my final question, I know you're a man of anime.
Yep.
What, if you're to be thrown in a world of anime, which one would you like to live in?
Of course, One Piece.
Really? One Piece sounds like I won't survive a day in that universe.
Still, it's more inspiring. It appeals to like the challenge, or the childlike naivety which you are missing in your life.
Nice. All right. Thank you, Rana, for being here. This has been Voice of Katz, and all who are listening in. We're just trying to bring you experiences of people who are actually here, what they feel, who they are, how they became who they are, and what it's like to study and live in New York. So thank you, Rana, for doing this.
Thank you very much, man.
I know we hang out more, even though you're gone. We still have a lot. And thank you.
Thank you a lot, Emmanuel.